Hello friends, welcome to the data structure practicals of SYBSC IT semester 3rd C++ version. Today's practical is to read two arrays from the end user and merge them and display the elements of this array in some sorted order. So here is the source code. So the program starts with adding header files, then the variables required like 3 different arrays, 3 loop variables, temp is for sorting, then 3 sizes of the arrays. The yellow highlighted part is to enter the elements for the first array. So we are using cout statement to ask end user to enter and cin statement to store this into the first array. Then here this green highlighted part is for second array. For the size B, we are asking end user to enter the elements in second array, that is array B. Now to merge these two arrays, we have taken third array, that is array M. So very first we will be using a loop variable I, which is going from 0 to size A, that is the first array, and we are just copying the elements of first array into the merged array. Secondly, we are going to copy the arrays B's element into the merged array. So for that, this array should start from the highest value of I, that is first array, and that's why K is starting with size A, wherein 0 to size A already A's elements are already there. Now we are adding B's element from K is equal to size A to K is equal to size A plus size B, and then we are printing this array. After merging is done, now array M is a complete array that we can take for sorting. So here we are using bubble sort algorithm. Here we need two loop variables, let's say I and j, where I is starting from 1 and I is going to the size M, where size M is the merged size of both the arrays A and B. So here we are checking if array M of j is greater than j plus 1, that is if first element is greater than second element, then we need a swap, and that swapping we are doing using the temp. So after doing this, we can just simply print out this sorted array using this for loop for again size M, or that is size A plus size B, and simply putting this cout statement, we can print the elements of the array. Here is your code will look like in Turbo C environment or IDE, and here is the output. So you see here at first we are creating the array of 3 elements, then we are adding the values to it, then the next array is of 5, so we are adding 5 different values. So after merging, the array will look like simply merged array of all those values, and after sorting, you see the values are sorted in ascending order with all the values taken from the merged array. So let's see how to implement this program in Turbo C IDE. To start with, take a new file and include the header files. So any C++ program requires including iostream.h as a header file. We also require one more header file, that is include console.io.h, so that you can use cout and cin statement without any problem. Then we need to add a void main function, as every program will have this main function. Then this getch, so that you can see the output till you hit any keyboard key on the window. Then I'm adding clear screen so that whatever previous output on the command prompt will be cleared. Here I'm adding cout statement, that is to make end user know that this program is about merging of two arrays and sorting them. So after adding this cout statement, let us first save this program with some name. So I am storing it in my particular folder. So you have to navigate to the folder and you have to give the appropriate file name to your program. After doing this, click OK. and then you can simply compile the program and execute the program. So you see our program executed with success. So now let us add the variables that we are going to use. So since we are going to merge two arrays, we require array A, array B. Now these are the user defined names. You can use any different names for this user defined arrays. Also we need third array, that is array M, so that we can store the resultant array into the merged array, that is array M. And we also need the loop variables ij. Further we also need few more variables, but we will be adding them as they are required. So here we also require size A and size B of this first two arrays. So let us ask the end user to enter the first array element. So by asking them enter the size of first array. Let's complete the cout statement with end L. This end L will take you to the new line. Then by using cin statement, we are asking end user to enter the size of first array, that is size A. Now as we have got size from the end user, let us ask end user to enter the values or the elements of the array. So by using cout statement, you can ask end user to enter the elements in an array. So here I am using /n for a new line, whereas in above cout statement I am using endl. Using for loop as I is equal to 0, I is less than size A and I plus plus. Now here we are going to ask end user to enter the array element one by one. The cout statement I'm using here just to format on the command prompt to know the end user that which element the end user is currently entering. So this I plus 1 is just because we have started I from 0, but the element number will be 1. So accordingly I've just advanced this I to I plus 1. So this is simply the formatting. So after doing formatting, use the cin statement to ask the actual value of array A in terms of array A of I. Now let's save this program and we'll execute this program. So here you see we're adding the first array with 5 elements. Now let us write the code to write the values in second array, that is array B. So I'm just copying this code by selecting the lines and clicking on Control Insert and then Shift Insert for pasting. I'll be just changing few lines like enter the second array. Now second array size is size B. Now enter the elements of the array B and with the size B. So now I can in fact use I variable, but just to avoid the confusion I'm using J as a variable for the second array. So wherever necessary I'm just making the changes. So here this is just the formatting and here is the array B with J. So seeing array B with J will enter the values into the second array, that is array B. So here is the first element with 4 values, then it is asking for second array with 7 values here. Now let's add code for merging two arrays. So here I am just writing a comment merging of two arrays A and B. To merge these two arrays, first of all we need to copy the first array, that is array A, into the third array, that is array M. To copy the array elements of first array into array M, we can simply use the loop I is equal to 0, I is less than size A, I plus plus, and array of M of I is equal to array of A of I. So this will simply copy the values of array A into the array M. Now we have to copy the values from array B into the merge array. So we'll have to continue the array M to copy the values from the second array, that is array B. So here I'm commenting that array A is copied to the merged array. Now this is the time to copy the elements from array B into array M. So let us again start with for I is equal to 0, k is equal to size a. Now here I is equal to 0 is used to copy the elements from the second array. We can use here variable j also. So just to avoid the confusion, now I'm using j for the second array. Array M already have the values from array A till size A minus 1. So the new value should start from size A. So we have taken k is equal to size A, and k will go up to size A plus size B. That is addition of two lengths of array. So here array M of k is equal to array B of j, where j is going normally from 0 to size B, but array of M is starting from k to size A plus size B. So this is how we will be adding or merging the values into this array M. So we, by just simply copying the values from array B into the merged array M. Now let us print this merged array so that we can check that values from both the arrays, that is A and B, are copied into this merged array. For that I will be using for loop. So now here we can use any loop variable. So I'm taking I is equal to 0, I is less than size A plus size B, that is the addition of both the lengths of arrays, and I plus plus. So C out. Now here this is simply a formatting just to let the end user know which is this particular element. So array M of I will actually print the value from this merged array. Now I'm writing here endl so that every value will be printed on the next line. Here I'm just reformatting the statement. I'm adding I plus 1 and then bracket, so that inside the bracket actual position of the element will be displayed. Yes, so this will make, or this will print the array properly. So let us save the program and execute the program. This error is occurred because here I'm using k is equal to size A plus size B. So instead of equal to, I should write here k is less than size A plus size B. So this is a typographical mistake. So I'll make here k is less than size A plus size B. Now the program is successfully executed. So let us add the values in first array, then in second array, and now you'll see the merged array. So you see merged array is simply merging the values from first array and second array. Now let us do sorting of these values from the merged array. So I'm just adding a comment sorting the array. One can use any sorting algorithm to sort the elements from this array. I am going to use bubble sort specifically because it is the simplest sorting algorithm that we can implement for array sorting. So I'm adding the comment accordingly. So here we are using bubble sort algorithm. To perform the sorting, we require again two loops. So we already have I and j as the loop variables. So I'm using I loop variable as I is equal to 1. Remember this, you should always start this first loop with 1 and the second loop with value 0. So here I is equal to 1, I is less than size A plus size B. Now let us add the curly braces of the for loop, and now we will be nesting another loop inside this first for loop. So here we are using j as a variable. J should start with 0 and j should be less than this size A plus size B minus I. So instead of writing size A plus size B every time, here I'm taking one variable k is equal to size A plus size B, and instead of writing this size A size B every time, here I can use I is less than k. or to make it more relevant, I will be using another variable size m, so that I can identify what is the size m. But the size m is not added in a variable list, so here I am adding this size m of integer type. Now I can use this size m variable, which is actually size a plus size b, and j has to be less than size m minus 1, and lastly plus plus j. Now this is the pre-increment that you need to use in bubble sort algorithm. Inside the loop, we are going to use if statement, so to check whether the element currently we are checking is greater than the next element. So in this case, we will be swapping these two elements. So to swap, we require a temp variable, which we have already taken in a variable list. So here I am adding temp is equal to array m of j. That means if the first element is greater than the next element, then I am storing this into the temp. Array of j will have the value from array of j plus 1, and array of j plus 1 will get the first or the previous value, that is array of j. So array of j is already stored in a temp, so this statement will put the value of array of j into the array of j plus 1. So this is how we did the swapping. So we'll do this swapping for all the values from the array. So this is how sorting algorithm can be implemented. And then let us print this array after sorting. So I'm just copying the code and we'll paste the code here. So let us save this program and execute this program. So I have missed this particular syntax here. Now let's see the execution. So the first array is of 4 elements. Second array I'm taking with the 6 elements. So after adding all the 6 elements to the second array, I saw this is the merged array, and then the next is sorted array. The output here is not formatted properly, so I need nice formatting so that end user will understand what is the output. So I'm adding here some cout statements before printing the merged array and before printing the sorted array. So here before printing the sorted array, I'm using cout. This is the sorted array, so array after sorting and array after merging. So this two statement I need to add so that end user will understand the output properly. So after adding this cout statement as formatting, we'll save our program and we'll again check the output. So let us save the program and compile and execute the code. So now here the size of the array is 3, size of the second array is 5. So I'm just adding the values, and you see here after adding 5 values, you will see the properly formatted output like array after merging and array after merge sort performing. So this is what the proper output user will be able to see. Thank you for watching this video.